All right. Y'all already know. Welcome back, hot dogs and donuts. It's your boy TWP, aka Spider Pig. Y'all already know what time it is. It's 8 a.m. on a Saturday, which makes it Super Saturday. If it ain't super where you at, you must not be watching me. Hell, 'cause we got Dragon Ball content to talk about. Today's the 24th, so the announcement should be out at some point in time today. So, I'm gonna be a late guy with that, so I probably won't be talking about it till next week, because it wasn't ready and available when I woke up. Yeah, so therefore, I'm gonna have to do my homework. But hell, in the meantime, y'all go ahead and look at what happened, so we can talk about it next week, right? Right. Of course, we have videos to review, and since I have a busy schedule in this blizzard, we'll get right on schedule, right?
If you stay in this room for 1 hour, Microsoft gives you $5 million. This is the anechoic chamber, the quietest room in the world. Designed by Microsoft in 2015, the room measures minus 20.3 decibels A, and its purpose is to isolate and absorb all sounds coming from both outside and inside. Because of this, you can even hear your own heartbeat while you're inside. You might think it would be nice to take a little nap in such an environment, but actually it's not like that at all. People get uncomfortable because of the extreme silence, so they can't stay in the room for long. So far, the person who stayed in the room the longest could only last 48 minutes. For this reason,
See, the reason why I like that clip is because it reminds me of the experience of the hyperbolic time chamber. Shout out to that big homie, Dallas, Texas Guns and Cooking. You know that's that big homie. Appreciate you for being up this morning. Y'all know to go check him out on all his YouTube channels, because we appreciate him stopping by doing his networking thing. You know how we do. We be moving around and grooving, and it's good to see people moving around and grooving also. Big thanks to my guy for coming through. Appreciate that fact, big homie. But anyways, like I was saying, because that reminds me of the hyperbolic time chamber. It's an environment that's hard for people to tolerate, which means if you go in there and spend that 1 year training, you get to go back out and it's only been a day. So that dude that was talking shit yesterday, and you go see his ass tomorrow, you ready to fuck him up, because that's what we be ready to do if we need to, right? What up, CB? Good to see you, big homie. I appreciate you for riding by and saying hi. You can't not be letting yourself be known out here in these streets. So I appreciate you for showing up. But anyway, so since the fact that you can't stay in that little soundproof room for more than an hour, I mean, to me that seems like it would be simple. I ride in the car with zero sound most nights. You know what I mean? You'd be like, man, I don't even want to hear no music. Sometimes I got to put on my slap, because you know how the slaps go. But hell, I mean, I'll get back to that later, because I know y'all are worried about Dragon Ball. Y'all don't want to hear the deep philosophical thoughts of popcorn, but you do want to hear it because you show up. But we wrote a story about it. Like to hear it. Here it goes.
So, you find yourself on the Unrelent Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Freezer, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content to early access media and much more. Do it now, or else.
Hopefully y'all don't get too much snow. You're supposed to get 6 to 10 inches, because that's what she said. It's somewhere between 6 and 10 inches. Yeah, we'll accept that. And like they said, go check out that big homie, because you ain't got to wait for Saturdays for me to review snow and super content. We can talk about it because you already know about it too, right?
Now, although with myself and Lord Beerus having to just be moments away from going and taking our students into training them for this upcoming omniversal tournament, I
As
cannot
bro
help
say,
but
fire
wonder
in the
on what
hole.
the end result of
Keep you a
Goku
jelly
and
roll,
Vegeta's training
lose
is
your
going to be
soul.
like, especially now that we all understand on exactly what it is that is on the line in case they had any doubt on what waits for them in this upcoming event.
As our story now continues, following the initial battle taking place on Beerus' planet involving Primal Ultra Instinct Goku and God of Destruction Beerus, with Beerus having to be shown being defeated by Goku, it was only just upon with Beerus being shown having to...
Now, CB, you know I could be the first official rapper to only start his career at 40. But, you know, most people don't make it because people seem to think that, hey, if you're a rapper and you're over 40, you need to retire. I don't know what musical industry y'all been paying attention to, but most music artists are old as fuck. Rap was one of the young boy games, but it ain't only a young boy game. Shout out to Master P, Ice Cube, E40, anybody that's over 50 plus still out there on tour, not because they had to be, because they want to be. You dig? I appreciate them guys, because hell, those are the business guys that understood I got into a business, so you can't tell me I need to stop rapping by the time I'm 40, because most people ain't gonna think I'm relevant. The people that don't think I'm relevant are the ones that ain't growing, right? And you know, we don't support that around here because, you know, it's all about personal growth and development. You did personal growth and development. So meaning, hey, if I want to be a 40-year-old and put out my first mixtape, you better believe it's gonna be to a DJ Is beat, all of them. We're gonna slap them all out, and then on the second one, we'll come out with some E Money beats. Because you know, shouts out to the big homie E Money. He be putting in them beats too. Hell, we know plenty of people that produce, and that's exactly what we would do: produce and work with the ones who work with us.
approach Vegeta with Goku now being shown with Whis was when Beerus went on to address Vegeta by then responding, "Now don't let your eyes go and linger on that little spectacle that you had just witnessed here, Vegeta. Don't let it go and settle deep into your mind like some kind of an omen, because his victory was a fluke, so that settles that. However, since Whis will go and be taking him, if you come into this frame of thinking that your odds have improved here for your training just because that idiot Goku got lucky, then you are going to come to quickly discover on how quickly luck can turn into agony once I finally go and decide to stop being so patient with you Saiyans. Especially with you, since you directly study and train now under me, mortal." To which it was only just then across the field with Whis being shown having to now approach Goku as Goku was shown and having to stretch was when Whis went on to then respond, "Well now Goku, with the time finally having to come, are you ready for us to finally go and get going now so that we may commence in having to go and prepare you?" With Goku being shown standing up and then responding, "You bet, Whis, and don't think that I'm not going to be ready this time around, because now that I remember as to what I'm in for," Goku adds, "I'm ready for whatever you've got going on so that we may go and be ready for this upcoming event, and so I'm ready." With Whis being shown opening up a portal by then responding, "Alright, well then I truly hope that you are going to be ready then, Goku, as you do appear to look ready and seemingly prepared, and since you are, then I will need for you to go and come with me so that way we may finally begin." With Goku then quickly responding, "Alright, well thanks for the time, you guys. Now go and see you both in about 2 months when Whis and I are finished with our training, and so see you later, Lord Beerus, and you too, Vegeta. Good luck with everything." To which it was only within these very moments now with Goku and Whis being shown having to leave Beerus' planet, with Beerus having to now redirect his focus back towards Vegeta, was when Beerus went on to then respond, "Alright, now listen closely, Vegeta, because with that idiot Goku now permanently out of our way for the next 2 months, this is where the real fun begins, because this will be the beginning of your reconstruction," Beerus adds. "And while you may have learned to go and weaponize damage and letting it feed into your ultra ego, the next level of a destroyer's power isn't simply based around brute strength," Beerus adds, "but it is more about destructive tolerance and explosive composure, more authority over the very sensation that makes mortals panic, Vegeta. That is my intention. And as I plan on going and intensifying your training until your nervous system explodes, but I don't plan on also having you go and leap right past me, because while I intend on going and having you surpass Goku in power, once I am to go and be ensured that you were able to go and beat that Saiyan if the two of you were to go and face off within this upcoming Omniversal event, then once you are able to go and defeat him, then I will go on to defeat you, Vegeta. And so make no mistake about it, because while you still are my student, and dare I even say far stronger and more capable than I am when wielding that destroyer form of yours that you harbor as mastered ultra ego, and I don't plan on losing to either of you, and so that much I will go on to.
And then once again, Beerus just admitted that Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta is stronger than him. But, you know, in the original storyline, he's a moving goalpost, therefore, they always need to improve. That's what the story's there to remind you of. I mean, shout out to Master Troll Akira Toriyama, RIP to the sensei. That's what he was trying to tell everybody. Like, no matter what you think about Dragon Ball, there's always going to be somebody stronger than Goku, or somebody stronger than Vegeta, or somebody stronger than everybody. You see what I'm saying? And then there will be somebody stronger than that the next series. Because guess what? That's what keeps the series going. Because that's what the point of the show is. It's not to stop, is to keep going. So when you want to keep going, that's why you got to put moving goalposts. Because the fans don't want the show to stop, because hell, the sales stay too high, unless it's a drought like right now. Shout out to the right now drought. But like I said earlier, they announcing the end of the drought today. It's at least 12 to 14 hours ahead of us over there. So I'm pretty sure by now it's like evening time. So they probably got off they high horse, you know, woke up from their little hangovers, and now they putting out the info sitting at the press conference. But you know, like I said, I might record a video today if I see a good one or two. You did, but yeah, the whole point of the moving goalposts is to keep Beerus up at the top, so that way they got to be like, man, we still ain't shit compared to Beerus. But over here in this story, he's just progressing it on forward, because I guess he's designed how he wants it to go. Like, nah, they've been stronger than Beerus, because Goku only in the form past mastered Ultra Instinct, which is primal on this series, puts him past Beerus, and he's past that transformation now, which is why he didn't use his highest form when he fought Beerus. If you ain't seen the videos, go back, hit the playlist. Y'all know the good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and, you know, pull up for Super Saturdays.
Says upon turning around and firing a blast directly at Vegeta. But if you continue to insist that simply enduring physical punishment will be all that you will go and need in order to overcome any unknown and or known adversary, then you have another thing coming, and I'm going to give it to you. Because a true destroyer doesn't have to go and wait for his limits to go and be pushed, but instead, a true destroyer goes and walks into the halls of pain on purpose, as he goes and commands it into having it become his source of ultimate power. Vegeta, become inevitable, because inevitability is what separates gods from mere talented animals. Vegeta, and do you understand as to why mortals collapse? Vegeta, it's not because of their bodies and having to fail first, but it's because of their mind that ends up declaring defeat first, while their body follows like a loyal dog. Saiyan. So which one are you going to be? Beerus continues to question. Will your body go and break first, or will your mind collapse in its totality here, Vegeta? For how badly do you want it? Go and show me how badly you want to win, Saiyan. But then, it was only just upon with Vegeta being shown transforming into his Ultra Ego variant and having to try to blast all of these attacks away was when Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, enough, as I will not go and have this be what will limit.
Good screenshot moment. You just see all them purple little blasts. Hell, you see the purple little blast. Somebody get that screenshot and send it to your boy. Hit me up on the IG. You know, it's TWP _ team DWC, something like that. But you dig. Who is this? Too much drip. Yo. Thanks for coming by and saying hi. You know how we do around here. Everybody get a wrench. So make sure you don't be banning people, because I ban them myself. Now, you can kick them out the chat, but you can't ban them, right? But anyways, make sure you do your networking, hit them 3 dots on the side. Check out the big bro CB and my dude Dallas, Texas Guns and Cooking, because you know we give you love and more over here. You dig?
In my progression into discovering a far greater power than the one that I already have, whether you go and attack me blindly here or not, Lord Beerus, with Beerus responding, yes, that's the attitude that I was hoping that you'd go and bring right back out during this. But how long do you believe that you can go and keep this going without transforming further is the real question here, Saiyan. As I want to go on ahead and see as to how much your mind can go and endure before you go and end up and having to climb even higher by using more of that destructive power of yours. However, I wouldn't go and get too far ahead of myself here if I were you, Saiyan Beerus continues, because let's not go and forget that we are still fighting here on my planet, Vegeta, which ultimately means that I will always have the home field advantage over you, no matter the cause. But then, it was only just within these great moments now before Vegeta could even move and realizing that he was stuck in place was when Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, "Why, what the heck? I'm stuck, but why am I stuck? And just what in the world is this, and where the heck did these chains just come from?" With Beerus responding, "Well, now it would seem to me that you might have far bigger issues to go and worry about at the moment than simply having to counter my attacks here, Vegeta." With Vegeta then having to quickly respond, "Oh, damn him, voice got me stuck. I can't seem to be able to go and do anything about this while these chains are attached to my body like this, as well as having to endure these blasts of his because they just won't stop coming." With Beerus then having to respond, "So what's it going to be, Vegeta? Because sooner or later you will have to go and make a move here, and unless you think that you can overpower me simply by using your standard Ultra Ego here against me, then I guess we'll just have to go and call your training here while that idiot Goku continues to go and rise above you, Saiyan. So tell me, do you want for Goku to go and win of all people? No, I thought not, and so what's it going to be?" But then, it was only during this time elsewhere on planet Endeavor with Whis and Goku now finally having to be shown arriving was when Whis went on to address Goku by responding, "So now then, Goku, before we begin, I would like for you to go and remember and keep something in mind, Whis adds, as we will not go and be focusing strictly on your power while we are here today, but instead, we are going to be focusing on refining your precision because remember, Goku, that no matter how monumental your power ultimately becomes, it will always go on to mean very little if it is allowed to go and leak out of you like water through cracked hands. Do you understand?" Which, needless to finally say, welcome back to planet Endeavor, as I am more than certain that you surely must remember this planet from our previous completed training here the first time around. But what I do want to now know is, are you finally ready to go and have us begin here, Goku? With Goku responding, "Well, if this is actually going to be anything like how I remembered it and having to go, then I'm ready whenever you are for both of us to go and start this, Whis." With Whis having to then be shown pointing his staff by responding, "Very well then, but although I hate to have to break it to you by letting you know that this will not be the same as it was the first time around, and especially now that you have the experience in already knowing as to what you are in for, and since you do, we will go ahead now and begin by adding a little bit of weight onto the already massive stakes that wait for us all. But do you hear me when I say that while your angel form alongside your primal ultra instinct are indeed extraordinary levels of power that you wield, at present, however, they both appear to be far too taxing for your mortal body to handle, especially when you go and find yourself in having to use such strength for lengthy periods of time. And so because of this, I will be refining you from the inside out, Goku." With Goku then suddenly questioning, "Wait, but then what exactly should I go and be on the lookout for while I'm still going and following your instructions?" "Well, for starters here, Goku," Whis' staff went on to then bonk Goku in the back of the head unexpectedly as Whis went on to then further address Goku's training methods, "where you will need to go and refrain from having to..."
Once again, Goku is training Whis' staff. Shouts out to these angelic staffs because, those are going to be important again in the story. They're always important, especially in these stories. Half the time they save the day because he can use his staff to fully restore your health and energy at random. It doesn't matter. It's that powerful. It's just like a big going battery. That staff is one of those magical items that they don't like to talk about too much in Dragon Ball, but hell, once you get one, you got everybody around you covered, because good luck trying to kill one of my partners, right? He said, "I know you shot the homie last week. The bad news is I had the staff on me." And I was there, but I didn't get hit, so, I just click.
Having to deem absolutely necessary for it to go and be used, as we will be focusing on some of the other aspects of your power first before anything else. And if you were to go and believe that you will absolutely need to go and use that angel form of yours then, Goku, then you will have to go and be required to go on ahead and use it and remain whilst within it, until you are from that point then told to go and drop back down and out of it through my command, with Goku responding, "Ouch, hey, could you maybe go and give me a little warning next time you go and throw that thing at me like that? Because that staff of yours had always given me serious problems here, Whis," with Whis responding, "Well, that's of course because of how you choose to not go and pay attention even when you assume that you are in the clear, when you are most certainly not, Goku. But while I do implore for you to go and keep your mind open and your senses sharp at any and all given times imaginable," Whis continues, "never go and underestimate the elements of surprise, for you may want to go and take what I just said to you as seriously as you possibly can, because I do fear that the worst of your troubles are only just beginning here, Goku," with Goku responding, "Wait, what do you want me to, what the, oh darn it, but from where?" Goku then went on to quickly take notice. Yikes, hey, what gives here, because I didn't even get a chance to go and get warmed up here first before having to stop. Wait a second, I know that energy from somewhere, to which as Goku was then shown quickly having to turn around, he was only then shocked to come face to face with a very familiar individual that he went on to battle not long ago, as this individual went on to then respond, "No, I'm sorry, my hand must have slipped, but given for what it's worth, I wasn't planning on having you go and dodge that just now, but would you go and look at that? For it would seem as though that little monkey brain of yours is finally beginning to turn its little rusty wheels in that big stupid head of yours. But surely you didn't think that I would just conveniently forget about the day when you went and ruined everything now, did you? Because let me go and assure you, monkey, I didn't forget." With Goku turning around and having to then shockingly respond, "Whoa, this world can even reimagine warriors that were previously erased as well? And I would know, because by the looks of what I'm sensing out there," Goku continues, "this looks to now be the same Frieza that Vegeta had went and erased back on Earth, because I can still feel the power of many of our friends that are still coursing through his body." To which it was only just within these very moments now, with Black Frieza having to be shown re-emerging from the depths of the waters below, was when Frieza went on to then respond, "Oh, you foolish little monkey, for you have always had this irritating habit in believing that your victories were earned through a way of your so-called virtue, but allow for me to go and educate you on why your victories against me were always mere accidents, Saiyan. Because now that you are all alone with no one like Vegeta to go and watch over you like before, I had went and made sure that once I felt your presence on this planet," Black Frieza adds, "that I made sure that I wouldn't come to face you here alone. Isn't that right, Cooler?" "That's right, for I couldn't have went and said it any better," Frieza, familiar voice, then went on to respond. "But remember that while he may not come to realize it just yet, if this is how it's going to be," Platinum Cooler then continues, "then I can assure you here and now that the pain that awaits for you for what you have done to me will far exceed your wildest imaginations, Saiyan. Because even in death, just because we aren't alive doesn't mean that we are ever truly gone, Goku." With Goku turning around and having to then respond, "You and your brother don't scare me, Cooler, and so whether you are an illusion that was constructed by this planet or not, the two of you aren't going to beat me." With Cooler responding, "Oh, spare me the bravado, Saiyan. This isn't about whether or not you are afraid of us, but it's more about whether or not you could actually survive here against the two of us without the aid of having that power that you had when you went and had used it to go and stop us," Cooler says. Which I now happen to in fact think that now is a better time, if any, if we are to go and crush this insect once and for all, Frieza. Yes, so then let's hurry before he goes and ascends any higher, for the time to annihilate this primate is no better than right now, Black Frieza says. But it was only just upon with Goku quickly being shown having to close his eyes and transcending even further as Black Frieza and Platinum Cooler were making their way ever so closer towards him. It was only with an observant Whis having to now look down from above and having to oversee this battle was when Whis went on to then comment, "Well, be very cautious with how you choose to go and approach them down there, Goku, as you should never go and allow for your opponent to ever voluntarily be the first to go and attack you, no matter how confident you are," Whis adds, to which as Goku was only then shown having to revert into using his Master Ultra Instinct variation was when Goku then went on to quickly add, "Oh darn these two, for they're just as strong as their originals were back on Earth," in which I didn't honestly go and think that this planet would have been able to actually replicate so easily, Goku says, as I'll need to go and climb even higher to win, but they seemingly aren't letting me, with Black Frieza then having to quickly respond, "Oh, what's wrong there, monkey? Are you having a bit of trouble in keeping us at bay? Well, start getting used to it, because this will only be but the beginning of so many more horrors that me and my brother here plan on showing you. Saiyan. Which was only just then within these very
Goku
moments
over
now
there
with
getting
Frieza
that
and
jump
Krillin trying
jutsu.
to kick Goku when he walks wearing that weighted suit and not being
At
able to
least he went up
transform any
in
higher
levels, huh?
abilities, but I'll tell you quickly
Yeah, that
that
looks like
by trying
mastered
to
Ultra
learn, this
Instinct right
wasn't
there,
going to
though.
be easy for him to get by as he may have expected for this to go, especially since I went along ahead to add even more weight onto that suit of his than ever before, so this might be a little tough for Goku to endure early on if he isn't careful with how he chooses to go about this conflict Whis continues. However, with the right level of focus, once Goku shifts gears and regains control, Whis says, do I only then believe that he will go on to survive this, but not if he goes and makes the same mistake in having to underestimate his enemies, which could inevitably result in his ultimate defeat, since the planet will go and be using the memories of his toughest opponents and battle history here against him. But then, it was only while this was all happening back on Earth, as we then surprisingly enough see how Goten and Trunks were making their way on over to Kami's lookout to speak with Piccolo, as Dende went on to spot this, was when Dende quickly went on to inform Piccolo by responding,
Now, before we get into this part of the video, this is where I want to remind y'all got to go back and check out Toyotaro's original fan-made manga that he started, because that's one of the things he likes to focus on. Not just Goku and Vegeta, but the potential of the others around them. You know what I'm saying? He actually is built for using multiple characters, because, Akira Toriyama liked to keep it simple. Hell, he wanted to write some funny shit and not some complex shit, but y'all Dragon Ball fans like to get overcomplicated with your questions. That'd be the thing about Akira Toriyama. He's like, man, the fans write the story for me now, because, the fans will let you know what you want to see. And then you respond to that by going and buying the movie tickets or the products, right? Because that was a good thing about that. That's why Super Saiyan 4 was for the fans. It's a good process and a good policy. I suggest y'all incorporate that into your business. Make sure you do keep in contact with your customers, because they'll let you know how to keep in contact with some of their money, right? All right, get you a consultation on the monetization coaching available in the Buy Me a Coffee. It's available still with the level 2 membership on both channels. So we ain't gonna tell you to hit the Buy Me a Coffee link again, because you should have already been over there. Like, well, what is this? Let me support my guy. He's not monetized on YouTube, but I gotta hit his links, because they up here.
hey, wait a minute now, for it looks as though we have a few unexpected guests in having to make their way up here, and, well, if I had to go and guess as to who this could be, Dende continues, then I believe that it's both Goten and Trunks, but a little strange, don't you think, Piccolo? With Piccolo responding, just leave it to me as I will go and see as to what it is that they want, since they're not typically known in having to come here all alone like this, so you can go on ahead and leave them both to me, and I'll go and see as to what they came here for, Dende, to which as Goten and Trunks were then shown having to arrive next to Piccolo, was when Trunks went on to then respond, there, you see, I told you that he would be up here, Goten. Hey there, Mr. Piccolo. Long time no see, and so it's really good to finally see you here again, with Piccolo responding, now while the two of you were never really known to ever come up to the lookout like this all on your own, I already know that you are both looking for something, and so you might as well just go and cut right down to the chase and tell me as to what it is that you want. Now, although we know this might seem a little random and all, Goten went on to then add, but me and Trunks wanted to go and ask you about it if you can help us with something, and well,
Now, here's something I want to point out about their superhero outfits. I like she got Gold 10 with a full-blown cape, you know what I'm saying? But then Trunks got this goddamn scarf. Now you're going to be seeing Gucci come out with a battle suit edition scarf collection, and they're going to be $15,000 each. Somebody go ahead and put that in their product list, because they're going to be on the rise coming up. Y'all going to have to start selling DBZ merch that's actually good merch. You see what I'm saying? Somebody remind them about that right there.
I happen to go and remember the time when my brother Gohan came down onto the scene when me and Trunks Trunks were little to help us battle against Majin Buu? Well, do you remember how different Gohan was and how strong he was when he came back to help us with Trunks chiming in? Well, me and Goten were actually thinking about what Gohan did all those years ago to become as strong as he did when he was with that Elder Kai, and so, well, we have been training non-stop, but even after me and Goten had reached the levels of Super Saiyan God after having to train with our dads for this upcoming tournament, we also kind of feel like we're hitting somewhat of a wall, Trunks says. And so, well, because of this, me and Goten were actually thinking about going and doing the same thing that Gohan had done at the time, and that's to go and have you ask that Elder Kai if he could also go and help us unlock our ultimate powers as well, just like he had once done with Gohan before coming back to Earth to help us fight against Majin Buu, and so we wanted to go and have the same thing be done.
So hold on, now these niggas want to go get that potential unlock from the Namekians. Nah, not the Namekian one, because hell, they could just do that with the Dragon Balls now, because that's one of the things Piccolo figured out. We need no, not Dende. We need Guru's ability to unlock people's potential, so that it raises their power. Well, yeah, the Grand Supreme Card has a better version of it too, so you might as well just go get that one. And that's exactly where they is. They said, hold on, we kind of peaking at Super Saiyan God. Technically, if they figure it out, they're at a Super Saiyan God blue level. So that's what they're probably saying. Now, in order for them to get past what would be considered blue level, they want to go and get the Mystic Unlock type transformation. You see what I'm saying? Which should put them right under Omen, but that's a good upgrade for them because now in the tournament there'll be 2 new Omen level players out there for our team. Shouts out to that because hell, with the big guys, you know, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Broly, and Orange Piccolo, because you know he's an orange pickle. Good for y'all, right? Right. Anyways, hell, he's like, shit, I don't see if you can do something for me too. Hell, I'm not trying to be orange. I'm trying to at least go big green again. You know what I'm saying? Get me something that I can go orange sometimes, but then, you know, I need to go back big and green and just regular looking, small compressed, you know what I'm saying? Like Super Saiyan 4, but, you know, Namekian style. You know, Namekians is getting transformations now too, right?
To us as well, Trunks says. Yeah, and not only would we go as far as to become the strongest that we can go and possibly be in preparation for this upcoming Omniversal Tournament of Power Goten adds, but in case you wanted to know, me and Trunks wouldn't just go and stop by having our powers unlocked here either, because what we're planning on doing from there, actually, was we were planning on combining our ultimate powers with the power of Super Saiyan God that we just had recently were able to go and acquire, and perhaps maybe go and train with you afterwards if it's okay, since of course you're one of the greatest teachers that anyone could ever even go and ask for. And so what do you say, Piccolo? With the shocked Piccolo responding, oh, wait a minute, the 2 of you came up here because you want to go and do what now? And your fathers both agreed in having to let the 2 of you compete in this upcoming tournament just like that? You're not serious here now, are you? Because surely this has to be a joke, right? With both Goten and Trunks having to then respond, well, now we're actually as serious as we can possibly be by asking you to go and do this. And so do you think that you can help us out by having that old Kai go and help awaken our ultimate powers here, Piccolo? Because we're kind of both running on borrowed time here with the tournament being just a few months away and all, and so what do you say? To which it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Legacy of the Omniverse manga chapter number 16 special then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now, I will go as far as to say that although with our students having to show great resilience in doing what is needed in order to endure what myself and Lord Beerus are putting them through, I am glad to see that they haven't forgotten about their roots by doing what they need in order to bypass the challenges that we throw their way. But while we plan on intensifying their training even more than what is shown at the moment, as we plan on going and making sure that they'll emerge even stronger than how they were before we went and started, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video. And before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unreal and Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bugman, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unrelent Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon community for more exclusive content, early access, and much, much more. Do it now, or I'll destroy your planet, along with every taco.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing. Pass it here.
Goten and Trunks are participating in the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament in the Juniors Division, and it was buns, bro. Look at this competition. You got crybabies, rednecks, this one kid clearly has type 2 diabetes, and tell me who let Sugar Ray Leonard sign up. But the final matchup was fantastic. Goten and Trunks are about to put on a classic while their dads are watching from the stands. Which, by the way, let's not act like this wasn't a huge deal for them. Goku's trying to do the whole, oh, just do your best, boys thing, but it was... We find out later he was really invested. And Vegeta thinks he's nonchalant here. Bro, you're not fooling anybody. If Trunks loses to Kakarot, son...
Now, we already know that Vegeta was overly invested. Goku was the one like, I didn't know that these little niggas could do shit because he's been dead this whole damn time. He don't know shit about Goten because, hell, Goten's that mystery kid. Goten's that kid that was, what if Goku was born with all his powers type storyline. But y'all haven't noticed that yet because we haven't made that video. But yeah, that's one of those things that I like to remind y'all. We do what ifs sometimes, but I ain't did one yet. You got to put that in the comments if you actually want one. You know, we going to have to hit a like goal at least 500. You know, I got 500 views on videos, so you know we can get 500 likes. Quit hating on your boy. Yeah, push that thumbs up because you know we appreciate that.
Oh, he's gonna send them 2-3 years Dagestan, no question. Goten and Trunks are fired up for the match, and as usual, we're gonna be breaking this fight down and scoring it with the 10-point must system. This fight is scheduled for 3 rounds. At the end of each round, the winner gets 10 points, and the loser gets 9 points or less, depending on how badly they lost. If it goes all 3, the scores get tallied, and the fighter with more points wins. But the fight can end in any round via stoppage. Okay, let's get right into it. Sound the bell. Round 1. Let's go. The first round starts with the boys each coming in trying to lend the elbow, but it's a stalemate. They struggle a bit before Trunks takes control of the position by swiping down on the arm. Now he's going to want to throw a power shot, but Goten immediately bringing that arm back up to defend. Then he fires back with a jab that gets blocked and an oblique kick that gets dodged. At least I think it was an oblique kick. I don't know, the foot placement kind of looks like a round kick, but the trajectory looks forward. Trunks popping that jab. They get slipped on the inside, so he's going to try and make a collision course with the knee. Goten blocks it though. Follow-up attempt here, but a nice catch-and-shoot counter. Trunks staying defensively responsible, though, through that shot with the pre-slip. Then a beautiful pull counter here. Even kept the guard up just in case, but Goten steps out of range. The frames repeat until we get a different angle. Block, block, block. Neither kid can land here, so they reset. Alright, let's trade in this guy. Trunks parrying the jabs, tries to land the head kick, but a block. Dodges the right hand and tries to counter over the top, but another block. Goten keeping that high guard here. Tries shooting the jab again. They get parried like last time, but now Trunks fires the right hand before the head kick, neither landing. The frames repeat and they exchange for a while with neither one landing until Goten gets clipped over the top. Look at the retaliation though, this was an even better connection. Duck, counter attempt, but Goten coming in hot with the left, but Trunks parries it and fires back a jab and gets blocked.
Big left hand on the way in, block. Tries to punish him with the jabs, but they miss. Big elbow here gets stopped. Watch this, Goten wants to throw a big shot, but Trunks just keeping him occupied here. Almost gets his head taken off by this kick though. Clash of elbows. Goten turns away to dodge the front leg side kick. The audience is in absolute awe at the spectacle they're watching. And peep this dude in the audience. He actually shows up again at the end of GT during Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr.'s fight. It all comes full circle. This is that Eren Yeager time loop. Block. Checks the kick. Whoop. A lean
He said
back.
the Eren
Huge body
Yeager
shot
time
gets
loop.
blocked.
Damn.
Trunks loves that pull counter. Neither kid landing here, it looks even, and it is, but while I was counting the strikes, I noticed Trunks' output is a little bit higher here, showing he's just a step ahead of his opponent in the pocket. I don't think that was a coincidence, because Goten eats another one over the top. Can't get his lick back either. They move back to the ground and re-engage. After image. He's off balance, almost gets clipped here, but pulls away. But that opens him up to a huge shot to the spine that launches him. He avoids the ring out, and Trunks, high off his own supply, eats a huge headbutt. Barely manages to block the follow-up, and Goten is pissed off. He's pushing him back now. Telegraphs the shot too much. Whoop! Trunks thinks he's a step ahead, but it was just a setup to get him in the full Nelson.
What's the matter, clown?
Easy counter. Go take that elbow.
Oh,
Shot to the
shit.
spinal. Trunks wants to follow up.
Bro
but
hitting the
Goten
edits on
recomposes
these
and gains
motherfucking
some distance.
videos I
Comes
see.
back immediately though. These two walked so Goku and Vegeta could run. I'm telling you, we're in that Eren Yeager time loop. Left hand, but an elbow block. Goten blocks the knee and tries to time him on the way down with the right hand, but a slip on the inside. Trunks leans away to dodge the chambered round kick. Tries sneaking in a little shot too, but it doesn't work. Slip. Tries to counter with the knee again. I'm saying, bro, they had to be training in Bangkok because they were in love with the knees and the elbows in the Buu saga. Slip and rip to the body here gets blocked. Goten with his own knee, but it's unsuccessful. The frames repeat before the boys slowly take flight while in a heated exchange. Again, it's mainly even, but Trunks is getting real close with that uppercut. Same frames from earlier in the round here, while Bulma is giving Oolong brain damage for no particular reason. That's that OG Dragon Ball nostalgia. The exchange ends with a huge clash of elbows. They make their way back to the
said
ground as round
nostalgia.
1 comes to a close. It was really competitive, but I'm going to score it a 10-9 for Trunks. Let's take a look at the stats. This one is pretty clear. He outlanded him 6-3 and was just one step ahead of him almost the whole round. Like I touched on earlier, the animators did a great job of showing that even in the seemingly 50-50 exchanges, Trunks was slightly more active. Oh, and by the way, this is actually the highest amount of strike attempts in a round so far out of all the fights I've covered. Just ahead of Tien vs Yamcha round 2 and Super Saiyan Goku vs Frieza round 3. I just thought that was pretty interesting. These boys are throwing hands. But let's take a look at the second round. The round starts off with the audience just absolutely loving this. They've been in a martial arts dark age for, 20-something years now? Especially the OG tournament announcer, he's been waiting for this kind of action again. He's probably on the brink of tears. Trunks charges up and fires off a ki blast that gets dodged. It's about to hit the audience, but he has the ki control to change the trajectory. Goten won't allow himself to get flexed on, tries his own Kamehameha, but not only did he not have the ki control that Trunks had, but this might be the ugliest, skinniest Kamehameha I've ever seen in my life. It's terrible. It's just terrible. It's crazy how underdeveloped they are in some things while being far above their years in others. Dude, Goten went Super Saiyan before learning how to fly or fire a proper ki blast. Like, nah, I can't make you a bowl of cereal. That's beyond my capabilities, but here's some beef Wellington. Make it make sense. Anyways, Trunks proposes that they don't use ki blast anymore since Goten doesn't fully have the hang of it. Then he rushes in confident saying he's gonna finish him. They tie up and he has the immediate advantage, tosses him up to the sky. Goten stabilizes, but he has no clue where his opponent went.
I'm here, fool!
Trunks with the full Nelson now. But unlike when he was caught in it in round 1 and got out of it right away, Goten isn't able to budge. See, that's just him being 6 years old. Trunks is 7, so he's got that grown man strength. Goku on the sidelines with a deja vu. Vegeta's been waiting years to talk trash. Goten goes Super Saiyan in order to get out of the hold, even though they all agreed before entering the tournament they'd only be fighting in base. And he admitted it wasn't an accident either. He did this on purpose.
Well, now I'm gonna embarrass you, Goten. Huh? You're cooked. I'm gonna win this thing without using one of my arms.
Goku on the sidelines again with a deja vu. Right hand gets blocked with the knee. Throws up another shot. Get that out of here. Spearhand, but a smooth dodge. Watch this. Goten stuffs the knee before he can even throw it and slips beautifully on the inside. They're trading, neither one landing here, and Trunks is still throwing more volume, even though he's not using his left. Reverse 1-2 gets slipped, and Trunks tries to counter, but a block. Goten turns to parry the follow-up, and he's going to try to land over the top here, but he's out of range. Neither one landing here yet. Trunks gets the first shot in, but an immediate retaliation. He's his father's son. The sandbagging is flipping the dynamic. Now Goten is a step ahead. Spinning hook kick lands. Right hand that staggers his opponent. He's hurt, and he's angry. He tries a ki blast, even though he's the one that said they shouldn't use them. They're both fighting dirty now. Goten is flying back in, and the veterans can just tell that this is going to be the final exchange.
Hey, he's nervous.
Trunks got that look in his eye like it's the Android Saga. He's ready. Goten thinks he's going to try to counter him here, but he cuts the angle to dodge. Look at Goten with the last moment adjustment though, fires off a ki blast to change angles, and tries to finish the fight with the Goku headbutt special, but missed me with that. Pops him with a little ki blast, and the momentum just causes him to get ringed out. Both of them cheated here, but showed some high level control and adjustments. Their fathers should be proud. Trunks wins the fight in the second round by TKO ring out.
Aw, darn. Cheer up, Kakarot. There's always next year.
Here are the stats for the round.
Oh shit, that's Vegeta for you too. He gonna let you know. There's next year. Nah, it's in 3 years because that's when the tournament was. Every 3 years.
That's that. Here are the stats for the fight overall. It's insane how low the strike connect percentage was for this one. They were both just dialed in defensively. But yeah, Trunks was clearly the better fighter. He had better ki control, he was half a step ahead of him in the hands department, and like I mentioned earlier, he had that grown man strength. Pretty much what you'd expect with him being a year older. Oh, and one last thing, there was a small part of the fight I didn't cover. It was a scuffle at the start of an episode that I'm pretty sure was supposed to be a recap from the previous episode, so I just didn't include it. Anyways guys, please like up the vid, let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe if you're new. I will see you soon, and I'm out of here.
You're getting sliced up by Wolverine.
Frieza, I've been told you're quite powerful. One of the strongest beings in your universe. You've fought gods, I understand. Destroyed planets, commanded armies. Quite the resume. How long have you been doing this? Centuries? Millennia?
Long enough to get bored with it occasionally.
See, this is the thing about these. You can use AI to do most of this work for you, but you gotta do the voiceovers yourself. Because you know the AI voice ain't gonna get that right. They just be fucking it up when the AI be speaking. Because they Freezered. Who the fuck is Freezered? I'm just saying Optimus Prime sounds funny though, because you know Optimus Prime already sounds funny. I'm gonna need you to go get me some kind of Darth Vader, kind of fucking something mixed with it. You know. If you don't know, then you should know.
You've been fighting your
Hell,
civil
y'all
war
supposed
for
to help
how
me
long?
out, right?
4 million years. 5 million. I lose track. That's commitment. Or stubbornness. Possibly both. Tell me, do you ever get tired? Do robots get tired? Or do you just need oil changes?
We don't get tired the way organic beings do. Our systems can run indefinitely with proper energon supply. But mentally, yes. Fighting for millions of years takes a toll. Watching friends die. Watching planets burn because of our war. Knowing that Cybertron is dead because Megatron and I couldn't find common ground. Real. You've destroyed planets yourself. planet Vegeta, planet Namek, countless others. Does that weigh on you? Or have you simply stopped counting?
I stopped counting after the first 100 or so. They all blurred together after a while. Planet Vegeta was necessary. The Saiyans were becoming too powerful, too rebellious. The Super Saiyan legend threatened my rule, so I eliminated the problem. Namek was collateral damage during a fight with Goku. The planet was already dying by the time we finished. These things happen in combat. You understand collateral damage. How many planets have been destroyed in your war with Megatron? How many species went extinct because the Autobots and Decepticons brought their conflict to someone else's world?
Too many. Far too many. Earth alone has been attacked dozens of times because of our presence there. Humans have died. Cities have been destroyed. The Decepticons use planets as battlegrounds without regard for the inhabitants. I've tried to minimize casualties. Tried to evacuate civilians. Tried to keep the fighting away from populated areas. But war doesn't allow for perfect choices. Sometimes the only options are bad and worse. You don't seem to struggle with those choices. You destroy planets deliberately, not as collateral damage.
I destroy planets that resist my rule, planets that harbor rebels, planets that refuse to surrender their resources. It's simple cause and effect. Submit or be destroyed. Most planets choose submission, the ones that don't serve as examples to the others. It's efficient. It minimizes long-term conflict. Your approach is messy. 4 million years of war because you refuse to simply destroy the Decepticons. You try to redeem them. Try to reason with them. Try to find peaceful solutions. How's that working? Is Megatron redeemed?
Megatron was my friend once. My brother in all but name. We both wanted to change Cybertron. To end the caste system. To give freedom to all Cybertronians. But our methods diverged. He wanted revolution through violence. I wanted reform through reason. That disagreement became a war. A war that consumed our entire species. Destroyed our planet. Scattered our people across the stars. Could I have prevented it by killing Megatron early? Perhaps. But that would have made me what he became. A tyrant who kills anyone who disagrees with him.
I don't need my subjects to agree with me. I need them to obey. Megatron understands this. He rules the Decepticons through strength, through fear, through results. You rule the Autobots through inspiration, through speeches, through appeals to morality. That's weakness disguised as virtue. Your soldiers follow you because they believe in your cause. His soldiers follow him because they fear the alternative.
Starscream betrays Megatron constantly. Your own soldiers have betrayed you. The Jinyu Force was loyal until they died. Then who replaced them? More soldiers who serve out of fear. More soldiers who'll abandon you the moment someone stronger appears. Goku defeated you. Vegeta surpassed you. Jiren ignored you. Every few years, someone new proves you're not the strongest. How does that feel? Knowing your entire system is based on being the most powerful, but you keep getting beaten.
Temporary setbacks. Goku got lucky. The Super Saiyan transformation, the spirit bomb, the help from his friends. Remove those advantages and he's nothing. I've trained. Achieved golden form. Black form. I'm stronger now than I've ever been. The defeats were learning experiences. Opportunities to improve. You've been defeated by Megatron multiple times. Killed by him. Resurrected by the matrix of leadership. Your victories come from the same source. External power. Divine intervention. We're both relying on something beyond ourselves.
The Matrix isn't just power. It's the accumulated wisdom of every Prime who came before me. Alpha Trion. Sentinel Prime.
So now when you think about it, Optimus Prime is just like Black Panther. Yeah, we got to have that video. Optimus Prime versus Black Panther. They the same people, y'all.
Prima. All of them guide me. Teach me. Help me make better decisions. It's not divine intervention. It's legacy. It's learning from those who fought before. Your transformations are biological. Part of your species. You were born with the potential for them. That's inheritance too. King Cold passed his power to you. You didn't earn your base strength any more than I earned being chosen as Prime. We both built on foundations we were given.
King Cold gave me nothing but disappointment. He was weak, soft. He tried to negotiate with Trunks instead of killing him immediately. That weakness got him killed. I learned from that. Learned that mercy is a mistake. That hesitation is fatal. Your primes taught you the opposite. Taught you compassion. Taught you mercy. Taught you to value all life. That teaching got Cybertron destroyed. Got millions of Autobots killed. Got Earth invaded repeatedly.
You've built an empire that hates you. Conquered planets that rebel at every opportunity. Created enemies out of every species you've enslaved. The Saiyans served you, then Goku killed you. The Namekians helped you find the Dragon Balls, then fought you. Vegeta worked for you, then betrayed you. Your empire is held together by force. The second you're gone, it collapses. When I die, the Autobots continue fighting. They fight for the cause, not for me.
You've been inspiring people for millions of years. Where has it gotten you? You're still fighting the same war. Still losing ground. Still watching your people die. I conquered hundreds of planets in a fraction of that time. Built an empire. Generated wealth. Controlled resources. Results matter more than methods. Your Autobots are noble. They're also nearly extinct.
Endures because you keep it alive through terror. The Frieza Force exists because you're the strongest. Remove you, and it falls apart immediately. We saw this. When Goku killed you on Namek, your empire started collapsing. Your soldiers scattered. Your territories rebelled. Then your father brought you back as a cyborg. You returned to Earth with King Cold to reclaim control. Trunks killed both of you in seconds, cut you into pieces, disintegrated you. Your empire fell again. Resurrection brought you back,
that boy,
but
though.
the empire you rebuilt is smaller, weaker, less feared. Each defeat diminishes you. Each return is less impressive
It's
than the
actually like
last.
that with the
I
camera
trained for
making it
4
look a
months and
little bit
achieved
even
golden
shadier.
form. Became stronger than
Yeah,
Goku's
it gives
Super
it more of
Saiyan
an
Blue.
ominous
Would have
feel
won
to
if my
it.
stamina had held. That's a
There's a
fixable
dark
problem.
presence
A training
around
issue.
a
I'll
foot.
master the form. Master the stamina. Win next time. You've had millions of years to master your abilities. To become stronger. To develop new weapons. To end the war. Still fighting. Still struggling. Still barely surviving. 4 months of my training produced more results than 4 million years of your experience.
In another million years, you'll be dead. Truly dead. Permanently dead. Someone will eventually kill you in a way that sticks. Goku spared you on Namek. Gave you energy to escape. You repaid that mercy by trying to kill him from behind. He destroyed you. Trunks didn't give you a chance. Just killed you immediately. Efficient. Final. That's what happens when people stop showing mercy. When they treat you the way you treat others, eventually someone stronger appears.
When I die, I'll have lived, experienced power, controlled worlds, shaped the universe according to my will. You'll die having preserved nothing. Cybertron is gone. The Autobots are dying. Your ideals haven't saved anyone, haven't built anything, haven't changed anything. 4 million years of fighting, and you're in the same position you started. Worse, actually. What a sad end.
Okay, Frieza the last word. That does seem like Frieza's on his bullshit, man. Of course you go fight to get the last word, right? I got the last word, ass motherfucker. That's hilarious. That's actually the shirt I'm wearing today. Shout out to that merch. Y'all know that. Go hit your boy up on Buy Me a Coffee, get you a t-shirt. Appreciate that. Of course, y'all know they'll check out that big homie at DJ Is. Y'all know he be putting them slaps together. Like we said earlier, if you catch me rapping, it'll be to the big homie beat. Hell.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay in the garden.